Welcome in. My name is Katie Lynn, and today we are going to be doing a react to What is Human Design? The Basics Simplified by the Human Design Academy. Firstly, let's go back to their main page, and you know what? Their main page looks very beautiful. Looks like they took the time and effort to put up a nice thumbnail, and
So,
visually, A1, which is nice. It's appealing. And let's listen to the audio and then we'll start over again.
you're obviously here because you want to know what the heck human design is.
Okay, so this is perfect because our volume is down and we can hear her great. We're going to pop that up so that, we can hear it perfectly. There's no, like, pop on her sound, which is great. So you're not distracted by that. And it's clear. So far, so good. We get a 10 out of 10 for all of the thumbnails, the video, and the audio. So what matters now is the content. So let's go.
So, you're obviously here because you want to know what the heck human design is. Well, don't worry, you're in the right spot because I'm here to help you cut through the confusion and tell you exactly what it is you need to know. And by the end of this video, you'll know what the human design system is, how human design can help you, and where to even start when it comes to understanding your own body graph chart.
Perfect. Human design can be very confusing. I personally needed a teacher, and she's already set us up for what we're going to learn in this particular video. So let's listen to it.
And if you like this video and you want to learn more about human design, I'd be really grateful if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. And first of all, my name is Crystal Alferrero, and I'm your Human Design Certified Business Coach and host of the Magnetic Self podcast. And I'm really glad you're here with me today because honestly, human design has absolutely changed the way that I live my life and run my business. And this is something that and to kick off, let's start with this. What is human design? Well, human design was founded by Ra Uru Hu in 1987, and it's essentially a synthesis of both ancient and modern sciences from astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Kabbalah, the chakra system, and quantum physics.
That's not all of them. There's a combination of like nine. So like there's biochemistry, there's genetics. She said quantum physics, but yeah, there's a lot of things that are mashed together. What I like to say about this is that human design, yeah, we see aspects of astrology, but it's not astrology because it's also got a synthesis of many other things combined. So, just like the example of blue plus yellow equals green, green is human design, and blue plus yellow are all of these um, lists of different modalities that are included in this. So, it is astrology, or it has a piece of astrology, it has a piece of quantum physics, it has a piece of genetics, etc. But it is not quantum physics. It is not the I Ching, etc. It is its new thing. It is human design.
At its core, human design is a system for self awareness and self growth. And it consists of different parts that together create your unique genetic blueprint. And each of these parts tell you something about your unique essence. So, in other words, your authentic self and who you are at your deepest level beyond any layers of conditioning. The human design system just gives you a ton of information and tools to help you implement so that you can navigate your life, your career, your business, your relationships with so much more ease and flow, and to help you really live your most abundant, fulfilled, and really seamless, authentic paths.
So, she was talking about, you know, the most clear aspect of who you are. That's what human design is. It takes away what we've been taught about who we should be, and human design gives you the path to be able to understand who you are at the deepest levels without considering what other people expect from you. You understand who you are. You decondition away all of the other crap that people expect from you.
Its focus is truly to empower you and to recognize the things that make you different, the things that make you unique, so that you can be the best version of you. Not the version of you that you think you should be, that society tells you to be, but really it's that version of you that you came into this world as, and how you were meant to express yourself and really be and make your impact in this world and in this lifetime. So why should you bother learning about human design? What can it do for you?
Firstly, you don't have to learn human design in order to have a reading. But if you want to learn about human design, I am a teacher of human design, and there are other places where you can learn about human design too. But like I said, you don't need to know human design to get a reading. Your analyst will break it down enough that it will be clear to you.
Honestly, it's so diverse. There are so many things that you can dig into and so many uses for it. But ultimately, it's for self development and for really learning how to navigate your life with ease, alignment, and flow. And when you do this, when you can learn how to make decisions from your most authentic self, the way that you were designed, the way your aura is designed, you'll experience a lot less resistance, you'll experience less exhaustion and less stress, and you'll feel more confident with who you are and what you came in this world to do. And here's the thing, it might be easy to just say, be yourself or be authentic, but that's not what living a true authentic path involves. There's so much more to it. And the thing with human design is that you can identify your core sources of conditioning where you're more likely to make decisions that are just not for you because you're motivated by what you think you should be doing, or you're motivated by a desire of having to either prove yourself or to prove your worth or get approval from other people. And the thing with human design is that you can identify your core sources of conditioning where you're more likely to make decisions that are just not for you because you're motivated by what you think you should be doing, or you're motivated by a desire of having to either prove yourself or to prove your worth or get approval from other people, the way that we've kind of been conditioned to by society, by our parents. So I would honestly even argue to say that it is one of the most powerful spiritual tools out there, because it really helps you get to the core essence of who you are and really peel back all those layers. And I know,
And it doesn't have to be spiritual, it can be scientific as well, because science, you can experiment with something and draw the conclusions about what you saw in your experiment.
peeling back these layers is a lifetime kind of commitment process. Anyone who's gone this path will know that, and you know that. So this is just your, I guess, cheat sheet, if you want to put it, in helping you kind of be more intentional with your deconditioning process and really living a life that's truly aligned to you and that's truly aligned to your own desires. And so that brings me to the next part of this video, and that's, where should you even start when it comes to trying to understand your own body graph chart? Because honestly, the first time I ever tried to pull my chart, I had no idea what I was looking at. All you see are these different shapes and lines and this kind of human figure with geometric shapes. Yeah, I had no idea what I was looking at. So if you've already tried yourself and you were lost, don't worry, because I'm right there with you. I'm not going to go into each of the components in this video because that would just take a really long time, and we will get to those in the video series. But for today, I'm just going to focus on the two main things that you should focus on. And so that's number one, your energy type, and then number two, the strategy and authority for your energy type.
So, if you go to your websites where you get your free chart, your type, it could say a few different things, manifesting generator, generator, manifester, reflector, projector. And this is your strategy and inner authority. Those, oh, those three things are so important. You guys have no idea. She's just running over it like casually, but dang, it's the most important things that you need to know about your whole thing. But you guys are going to be like, well, I really want to know about these characteristics. Um, but really, knowing how you say your yes and your no is the most important thing.
And so for those who have already tried pulling their body graph chart, I'd love to hear what your type is. Comment down below what it is. And yeah, like I would just love to hear design or have yet to even pull your. And we have our generators. So this also includes manifesting generators, which are a variation of the generator type. We have our manifestors, we have our projectors, and of course, our reflectors. So first we have our generators and manifesting generators. That
Okay, this is perfect. This means this is a good educator, which means because she has lumped in generators and manifesting generators together, we know that there's not five different auras. There's only four different auras because MGs and Gs are put together.
make up about 67% of humanity. I'm not sure who makes these statistics, but that's just what they are.
The Jovian archive makes these statistics because everybody who puts their data into their database, they're gonna make statistics out of it.
But these are the people that have quite literally built the society and civilization as we know it today. And because of their endurance, because of their ability to really create this sacral life force energy, these were people that were previously kind of enslaved by the manifestors, who were the leaders and the rulers of ancient times. And the generators were the ones that helped them build their empires. And fast forward to modern day, generators now have the ability to really use their life force energy to do whatever it is that they want. They're here to do what they love and to bring their energy to the rest of us. And I'm not going to go into too much detail around each of the types because I will have separate videos for each of them that will go into more detail. So this will be more of just a high level overview. So next we have our manifestors, and they make up about 9% of humanity. And
These statistics are really off, in my opinion. I thought manifestors were like seven, but more manifestors are being born, so maybe it's 9% now.
the people that have the ability to really manifest, just like their name suggests, anything into reality with the least amount of resistance out of all the types. These are the people that pretty much like New Age law of attraction is based on. So their ability to really just put something out in the world, a desire, or whatever it is that they have in their head, and initiate that action that will get them there. And historically, these were the leaders and the conquerors and the rulers of ancient times. And now they're not focused on building these empires. So they have the freedom and the ability to do whatever it is they want. And what they really want to do the most is create impact. And third, we have the projectors. Yay!
And not be controlled.
I'm a projector here. But anyways, projectors make up approximately 21% of humanity. This is the newest type out of the four types because they came into existence after 1781. Prior to that, it was just manifestors, generators, and reflectors. And quite simply, they didn't exist because we didn't need them at the time. Because before 1781, the focus was on survival and learning how to live on this material plane. And now that we're shifting into a new paradigm.
I like how this person has a vast set of knowledge based on the history of what human design is. So, um, yeah, so far all of her words are quite true and they are quite basic. There's so much more that you can learn about each. So, I would even suggest watching more of her videos regarding that if you want to know more about your type. And where do you find out about your type? Yes, I have a spelling mistake here, okay? I know. Um, where do you find out more about your type? You can Google get your free human design chart, and there's going to be a multitude of websites that provide that experience for you. Once again, your type is your aura type, and it could be a manifesting generator, projector, manifester, etc.
The projectors are here to guide us through that, and they're the ones who can really see up on the top and that can really see these new ways of doing things. And they really are here to guide the world into a new direction and show us a new way of being, a new way of doing as we shift into a new paradigm. And another quick thing about projectors is that projectors are non-energy types. And what this means is that they don't create new life force energy. They transmit it, but they don't create new energy like the generators would. And what that means is for a lot of projectors who have been living their life as generators and constantly doing, they find themselves completely exhausted, completely burnt out and stressed before the age of 40. So this is something that I have experienced in my life. And if you're a projector, stay tuned, don't worry, because I have more videos coming for you. And lastly, we have the reflectors that make up around 1% of humanity. And this is the rarest type. And what differentiates reflectors from the other types is that if you look at the body graph chart, everything will be white. So they don't have any defined centers. And what this really means for them is that they're here to kind of sample different energies and not really attach themselves to any kind of identity, anything. They're actually, even though they have these open centers, they're the most resilient. And they're pretty much the closest type to what we kind of were when we were one with nature. This is how we kind of experienced living and how we experienced our environment. And the role of reflectors is pretty much what the name says. They're here to reflect how we're doing as a society. They're here to tell us how we're going.
So, for example, I have a reflector friend who is within the tarot community. And when shit got weird, they definitely reflected that.
So because they have these open centers, they're able to take our energy and amplify it. So if you put a reflector in a room that's really happy, or I guess with a bunch of people who are happy, they will take that energy and amplify it. And they're here to tell us how we're doing. So if you were to put that same reflector in a room of really miserable people, they'll take that misery and amplify it. They're kind of like the measuring stick to see how we're progressing as a society. And so to kind of wrap up this overview of energy types, I want to make a disclaimer that there are no bad or good types. There's no one type that is more likely to be successful or have happy.
Yeah, so in the spiritual realm, everyone's like, oh, let's manifest the life that we want. Of course, we want to be a manifester, but I'm a generator. Most people are generators or manifesting generators. They're rare types of projectors, manifestors, or reflectors, you know? They're rare types. So I always was conditioned to be a manifester, and I always wanted to be a manifester before I even knew what a human design chart meant. But just because I'm not a manifester doesn't mean that I'm lesser than. My sister hates her projector chart. She wishes she was something else. But her projector chart is beautiful. There is no type that is better or worse than. Everything is equal. Every chart looks different and it's beautiful.
Happiness and wealth than the others. It just means that we were all designed differently, and that the way that we manifest things into our life, the way that we move through life will be different. And that's why human design has specific strategies for each of these types to really help you navigate through your life the way that you were designed to. And that's kind of why I mentioned that the next thing that you should dig into after getting to know your energy type is your strategy and authority. So, your strategy is really how your aura type is meant to interact with the world around it so that you can use your energy efficiently and effectively and you don't find yourself in places of burnout. And you really trust that your aura type is designed to be magnetic and to draw those experiences to you and
So, long story short, because you're a type, your aura is going to do a specific thing. What is your aura going to do? What is your strategy to understand what your aura does? That's what she's saying.
those opportunities to you. And then, secondly, you have your authority, which is really how you're designed to make decisions. And the thing with human design is that it's on the basis that we should not be using our logical mind to make these big life decisions because ultimately it's our logical mind that kind of talks us out of doing the things that we know we want to do. It talks us out of really pursuing the things that we're drawn to. And often it causes us to act in ways that are according to our conditioning and not aligned with our authentic self. And so the great thing is with human design is that it really helps you train your intuition and make those big life decisions intuitively and in alignment with your authentic self so that you do experience that flow and you do experience that path of least resistance. And one thing I wanted to add to that is that human design was not supposed to limit you in any shape or form in the way that you live your life.
Yeah. So, human design is just like making all the stuff that doesn't matter fall away.
Yes, there is a strategy for every aura type, but if there is something that you're passionate about and that makes you feel good, that lights you up inside,
That's clearly good for you, as long as it's according to the TOS of life.
you should by all means do it. It's not saying that you need to wait to do these things. In fact, human design encourages you to follow your bliss and to do the things that light you up inside because those are the things that energize you. These aren't the things that will drain and suck your energy. That's why you need to go and pursue them. And that's why using your authority allows you to choose the things that energize you and not choose the things that drain your energy. And that's how it becomes so transformative. And another thing that I always say to everyone is don't take my word on anything that I say. You
Yep. Go research it yourself. See if what she's saying is true or not. Experiment for yourself and check to see if, you know, does your manifesting generating aura feel that way to you after practicing with it for a while? So, okay. Your type tells us your aura. Your aura tells us what you really need to do with it in order to make a decision. And then it's time to make a decision. What do you do with it? So, yes. Um, I really enjoyed this video. Um, it was very informative. And I'm glad that she didn't say that there was 5 types because there's only 4. 4 aura types, that is. If you ever do find somebody that does educate in the 4, or sorry, if you do ever find somebody that educates in the 5 aura types, like there's 5 aura types, then I would run away because that's not true information. Um, what else can I say about this? I don't know. Good person to listen to if you want some information. That's all I gotta say.